Hi, it's Lou from Christian Faith and Fiction. I want to share with you some books that I have seen that are coming out in the next 3 months that are Christian fiction, and I am interested in reading them. Now, I warn you now, this is the season when the publishers start bringing out their Christmas books, so it is going to be very unseasonably Christmas book selection time. Okay, we're doing Christmas in summer. Let's get excited about those books. I will not be reading them until they get towards November, December time, but this is when they're released. So I guess they do it so well in advance so that people can buy them for presents, they can get them on their wish lists, and yeah, but September, October, November is the time for Christmas books, and a lot of these books are Christmas books. So there are some other ones. I have up till now been doing these most anticipated videos every 4 months, but I think I'm going to do them every 3 months now because it's a bit far ahead to be thinking up to December. So I'm going to do sort of autumn. These are the autumn releases that I have been most interested in reading their summaries, and yeah, I'm not promising to read every single one of them, but they are the ones that have caught my eye. Let me know down in the comments if you know of any books that are coming out this autumn that you are really excited about reading, and if any of the books I mentioned are ones that you would pick up. Okay, let's have a look at some of these books. So this one I'm really excited about. This is by Roseanna M. White and is a Christmas book by her, Christmas at Plum, Manor. I love Christmas books about historical fiction Christmas books. I love Roseanna M. White's books. So this one sounds like it could be really good for me. It's following the stepdaughter of the Earl of Castleton, Lady Maria Lyons, who her childhood home, Plumford Manor, is threatened when the estate passes to Cyril Lightbourne, a childhood friend she hasn't seen or heard from in years. It is inspired by The Nutcracker, an Edwardian-era historical romance, a tale of holiday spirit, love, and the power of family friendship. Yes, definitely one that I want to read, but nearer Christmas, definitely. And then also in September, The Christmas Tree Farm by Melanie Carlson. I very nearly always pick up Melanie Carlson's books. I like to have the hard copy of them. Also, the covers are really great for Christmas decorating, and I seem to be collecting quite a few Christmas books now that I've just got, I can put around. Oh, I need a shelf or something so that I can put out my Christmas books for the Christmas decorating. This is following Madison McDowell, who returns from teaching overseas and hoping to pick off where she left off at her family's Christmas tree farm in Oregon. But there's been damage from a wildfire and neglect, and the farm's in sad shape. So she has to try and save her family Christmas tree farm. Then there's Meddling with Mistletoe by Liz Johnson. This is another romance one following Whitney Garrett, who is preparing to enter culinary school in the spring, but first she has to sell enough homemade pies at the local Christmas markets to pay for her tuition. And also in September, Waiting for Christmas by Lynn Austin. This is called a hope-filled Gilded Age Christmas novella set in the year 1901, and the hustle and bustle of the holidays is descending on New York's Fifth Avenue. So again, historical fiction Christmas, love that. Also Gilded Age, love that. And New York's Fifth Avenue also, yeah. Following Adelaide Forsyth, who's married for love and not money, and is trying to run her own household on a low income by the sounds of it. And then she seems to come into contact with a young orphan boy. So that sounds like it's a slightly different type of story from the other ones as well, so that would be good. Then a book in September that is not Christmas is Of Gold and Shadows by Michelle Griep. I'm presuming it's not Christmas anyway. It's 1888 Victorian England. Abbey Dalton navigates a clandestine dual life. By day she strives to establish herself as a respected Egyptologist, overcoming the gender biases that permeate academia. but with a heart for rescuing black market artifacts, she is most often disguised as her alter ego, the Shadow Broker. It is a tale of love, mystery and intrigue set against the backdrop of the gaslit streets of Oxford, England. And I have connections to Oxford, so that's really, it gets my interest going. Also really like Egyptology and that kind of time period to do with Egypt and antiques and all that kind of thing. It just sounds like it'll be really up my street, that one, if it's not too dark. Like the last couple of books have not been ones that I've gravitated towards because they've sounded like they're a bit sort of darker and heavier topics, but this one sounds like it's right up there with something that I would enjoy. Back with the Christmas again in September, Her Christmas Secret by Gabrielle Meyer. Gabrielle Meyer is a very famous Christian author at the moment with her other series that's I forget the name of, but it has 2 time periods and they're deciding between the 2. This one is a romance story, contemporary romance, I think. And I'm interested in it mainly because it's her that's writing it. And I think this is one of the love-inspired romance stories. It's following Principal Valerie Wilmington, who nothing ever rattles her, but then the child she gave up a decade ago and allowed her mother to raise now becomes her responsibility. The contractor and single dad who is hired to renovate her school. Then in October we've got Mistletoe Season by Sheila Roberts, Kathleen Fuller and Pepper Basham. I have read some of these like 3 novellas in a book before, and I think they tended to be nearer the clean fiction or a mixture of clean fiction and Christian fiction, but contemporary romance, and the authors are ones that I would gravitate towards, so I think this would be a good one. 3 couples find themselves under the mistletoe, whether they want to be there or not. So we've got Say No to Mistletoe by Sheila Roberts. Mistletoe is Hayley Fairchild's kryptonite. Every time she's kissed someone under the mistletoe, it's led to love disaster. Not a good thing for a romance writer. And then Return to Mistletoe by Kathleen Fuller. Emmy Banks has always loved Christmas. How could she not when she lives in Mistletoe, Missouri? Kieran O'Neill has spent years abroad renovating an old Irish castle but returns to Mistletoe for his mother's 70th birthday. And The Mistletoe Prince by Pepper Basham. Prince Aaron St. Clair has lost his freedom and fairy tale life in exchange for a 3-month punishment in the small town of Ransom, North Carolina. To prove he is ready for the royal life for which he was born, Aaron must engage in the Christmas charity fundraiser, the Mistletoe Wish. They all sound really cool and also sound like really, nice, upbeat romances for Christmas time. Okay, here's another that's not Christmas. The Time Door by Shannon McDermott is, I think, one of the Enclave books, and it is a reckless last mission on Mars, a crusade for justice on Earth. Reuben Jackson is the only one who still cares about Mars. In the shambles of the Great Collapse, Earth has abandoned the Mars explorers to their fate, but Reuben will make a stand for the Mars team, even against the powerfully united politicians and scientists. In Too Deep, he discovers hidden conspiracies and unexpected allies. So it sounds like that's going to be like a rescue mission to Mars. And I would like to try some sci-fi. That one sounds like it could be an interesting one. Historical fiction, The Burning of Rosemont Abbey by Naomi Stevens. This is not a author that I have read before, although it says she's award-winning. And it's award-winning author Naomi Stevens presents a gripping whodunit reminiscent of the beloved Agatha Christie tales of love and redemption set in a quaint British village. I loved Agatha Christie when I was younger. I think I read all the books. I like Miss Marple and that kind of set in a village. So this one is 1956. In the quiet village of Wilbeth Green, the smouldering ruins of Rosemont Abbey set the residents' tongues wagging, and everyone is quick to accuse troublemaker Paul Everley of being the arsonist. All has vanished without a trace, leaving only his twin sister, Louisa, certain of his innocence. Sounds like I like a good cosy mystery. I like a good whodunit kind of mystery. I don't like dark and gruesome kind of mysteries, but I like ones that get your brain going and you just don't know who it's going to be right to the end. That's always good. So yeah, I'm hoping that one might be that type of book. Back to Christmas again. Christmas at Spruce Hill Farm by Kathryn Springer is a festive story about fresh starts and unexpected love blooming on a snow-covered Christmas tree farm. So another one with Christmas trees. It's 3 weeks until Christmas and Lucy Gable is not in the holiday spirit. She's the assistant to best-selling romance author Bryn Dixon, who's been suffering from major burnout. Hoping to reduce Bryn's stress, Lucy organised an intimate book tour, one that includes a charming little Christmas tree farm, and they're still hoping that no one discovers that Lucy was the one who finished writing Bryn's last book. Authors, romance, Christmas, snow. It sounds like it should be a good contemporary romance. And then in November, we've got a next book by Angela Ruth Strong, which is Fiance Finale. I haven't read any of her books yet, I don't think, but she gets a lot of good reviews, or a lot of mentions anyway, for the other previous romances that she's written. So this one is following Charlie Newberg, who is sure that he knows the woman God wants him to marry. There's a slight problem though. He's already left her once, the day before their wedding, to make a documentary. But he's got a plan. The marketing firm she works for is the ideal choice to promote his new film, so he conspires with her boss to make sure she runs the campaign. I mean, basically, what could go wrong with that? Yeah. It sounds like it could be quite not cringy. I don't know what the word is, but like it sounds like there could be some awkward moments in that whole thing, and yeah, the fact that they mention God in the synopsis also gives me hope that it's going to have some good faith content in there as well. And then finally in November we've got An Honourable Deception by Roseanna M. White, which is the third book in the Imposters series. I have books 1 and 2. I've read book 1, I haven't read book 2, but I definitely will be continuing with this series, and this is book 3. It is following Lord Yates Fairfax, which if you've read book 1 you'll know who he is, and I'm very excited to read about his story. I liked Yates in the first book. He is the leader of the elite private investigative firm, The Imposters, and he's made an art of concealing his identity. When his newest client, the beautiful Lady Althea Barrymore, is shot while leaving their meeting, he throws caution to the wind and rushes to her aid. Though Lady Althea thought she was only looking for her missing former nanny, she has clearly stumbled upon dangerous secrets. These books are the historical romance and mystery and suspense books, so yeah, definitely going to be up my street, that one. Family secrets, high society, romance as well. What's not to like? So those are the books that stood out to me that are releasing within the next 3 months throughout the autumn. Let me know in the comments if any of them sound like books that you would read, or which books that you know of are coming out that you are most excited to read. Okay guys, I hope you're having a fantastic week, and I pray God bless you and your families. I'll see you again soon. Bye!